So UFC 303 happened, and Michelle Waterson-Gomez has officially retired from, I'm hoping, all combat sports, but definitely fighting in the UFC. And I gotta tell you, that was the package that the UFC gave was very hard to watch. I actually had to look away so I didn't cry in front of everybody that I was watching that with, you know? Obviously, Michelle is hometown hero. This retirement, and I'm sure the package had something to do with it, but at least a little bit, but this retirement definitely did hit a little bit different. I was getting the sense that not everybody was really understanding the celebration of her retirement, you know, but she is a UFC baby doll, always has been, and she has been an important figure for women's MMA. It's one of those stories, man. It's not as bad as something like Tony Ferguson, but, you know, in that barrel still. Donald Cerrone retirements, things like that. And I can't even lie, it's difficult for me to talk about because it does hit for sure. In a different way, and I will tell you why. For as long as I can hold myself together, I've always had the opinion that Michelle Waterson-Gomez could have had much more throughout her UFC career. She could have been a much bigger star, and she could have been a champion. In my opinion, at least interim champion, probably champion. And it's really difficult to figure out who is at guilt or who is to blame the majority of these what turned out to be not so good turns throughout her career. And I'm not saying she didn't have good turns through her career, but some steps were seriously missed. This girl has given some performance of the night and fight of the night bonuses to us. She came from Invicta, was a champion there, happened 2012, 2013, something like that. And I mean, these things are important. You know, this is why I stress to everyone as much as I can, anyone that's willing to listen, the importance of Raquel Pennington and Juliana Pena having a fight. Because, dude, this is the last of a dying breed. Michelle Waterson is gone. I remember when George St. Pierre retired and having like a similar feeling as far as like, man, I just watched this whole fucking career go by in combat sports and it's gone. For myself, I actually saw in Michelle those type of qualities that George St. Pierre had. Obviously, it's not the same level of accomplishment. That's not what this is about. And if Michelle's career is not important to you, I'm not here to like fight that war with you, but it was important to me and many others. And that's what this video was about. She had qualities, man. Like, she was a true fucking professional. She never, ever fucking complained. She never complained about the UFC or what her ranking was or when she was gonna get a title shot. She got a lot of good opportunities, man. She tried the thing on Fox being the sports commentator. When I remember that, I'm not gonna try to find footage or nothing. I remember that and thinking it wasn't her best avenue, you know, for a creative outlet or just being in media in general. I don't know what happened with Michelle where this churn occurred. It could just be life, you know, and that's what's so devastating about it for me. And that's what's so what's the word, I guess, heavy. You know, she's never like broken character, dude. She's maybe shed one or two tears barely and smile her way through her losses, through her wins, or these highly emotional moments throughout her career in both Invicta and UFC the whole time. But she was a mess after this fight with Jillian Robertson, bro. A mess. Not just from the damage, but you could tell like that image with her husband, I don't even know how to say it to you motherfuckers. Like, I don't get it. Like, dude, that's intense, dude. Oh yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. If you hear my voice trembling and me taking breaks, if I sound upset, bro, it's because I am very fucking upset. Dude, I'm very fucking upset. Anyway, that's a level of intensity, dude, that most people are scared to fucking have in their life. Shouts to her husband, straight up. That's her save space, dude. That was her way of getting reorientated in the insane life event that just happened to her, in realizing that was her last fight. I wish that everyone would have the bravery for anything, for any one thing in their life, to get to a point where they know what that feels like. It is a completely insane thing for anybody to downplay Michelle's career, especially if you understand that her career could have been so much better than what it was. I don't even know if I can make it through this video. It was, dude, this was a tough one. Some people out there are fans for 1 or 2 years, maybe even 5, and you're still going strong, and that's good. That's very good. We need more long-term MMA fans. I can tell you, watching careers like this end gets no easier. No easier. Every motherfucking time, dude. But this one especially hits hard. She's from Albuquerque, dude. For that reason, obviously, we watched her closely. Someone very difficult to dislike. From what she shares with us, dude, she seems to be a good role model, especially one for young women. Especially one for young women that want to be in MMA or karate. And is she marketable? Is any of us gonna try to play dumb here? They don't call her the karate hottie for nothing. No, dude, she was a fucking soldier for the fucking company. But when you get enough time and you watch everything that goes down, it's the details you pay attention to. You can't blame everything on the UFC, right? I'm sure she had life events or injuries, or her team thought otherwise to take certain fights in Asia against a certain Chinese up-and-coming superstar. Maybe take her hype away at the time, because during that time she was quite capable of doing it. Who knows what went wrong? Did anything go wrong? And then for a while, which I have said in previous videos just a few weeks ago, a month ago, what Michelle was doing, like what the game plan was to be on this losing streak, is she kind of going the Paige Van Zandt way. You know, just coasting through fights and not really giving a fuck about, you know, what happens, just as long as she's in the media. I would imagine Michelle, you know, being kept around in the UFC and doing something with TKO Group, earning money, getting paid nice. I hope for newer fans that have seen maybe like Michelle's last 4 fights, 5 fights, Michelle Waterson didn't suck. She wasn't like a shitty fighter. There were just some wrong turns. Who is responsible for them? I don't know. And at this point, it doesn't even matter. No need to hang on to it. It's just heartbreaking to see somebody with as much charisma, with as much, pop in her personality, to be not breaking that glass ceiling. You know what I mean? She should be way bigger of a star than what she is. I stand by it firmly. Dude, Michelle is not fighting anymore. And it's just another example. I wish, more people would. I like to fuck around too, obviously. Look at the videos. Look at what I talk about, joke about. But just some moments of like reality here, dude. She was hiding from herself against Joe Rogan's shoulder, man. This is some serious shit, dude. This is what mixed martial arts is about. Not wearing a fucking snake costume and holding your hand up, trying to make Michael Venom Page laugh. Not taking a poll on X if Marab is a fucking virgin, dude. This is all nonsense. This right here is mixed martial arts. This is why I watch. This is what matters. This is what the UFC is supposed to give us, always. Michelle Waterson is MMA. And if you don't like that, you can eat a bowl of dicks. I don't know what to fucking tell you. As far as the fight itself goes, man, dude, y'all wanna, anybody that wants to say what has Michelle done, why the highlight reel, especially if you're a new fan, man, this is why. You don't like women's MMA? Is it too violent for you? You don't like to see women get beat up? You see how beat up this woman is? Doesn't she fucking deserve some kind of acknowledgement for it? Thank you for a career that launched all the other fucking hyenas. No Paige Van Zandt, no Rose, no Joanna without Michelle Waterson. You fools are not gonna... Y'all aren't gonna take away from how important she is to the sport of MMA. You guys wanna do that? Try to do that shit with Roxanne Modafferi when Casey O'Neill beat her. No one cared and shit, and not even Casey. You know, I'm not hanging on to this at all, but Casey was just like, yeah, I know she's a legend. I don't care. I won. Woo, fuck whatever. Not even a goddamn door being held open for Shayna Baszler. Michelle Waterson's career means something to fans, to the UFC, to women's MMA. I, for one, am glad I got to be here for it. You know, seeing her retire in that way, dude, it should make you root yourself into the earth and just take a step back and reflect for a moment. What her and her team, dude, what her and her husband felt when that was over, and she was crying and he was holding her face, bro. You're gonna tell me you don't feel nothing from that? Man. I know the expression is touch some grass, dude, but I mean, I will keep faith that y'all will come out of that. Majority casual MMA online. You gotta respect the OGs, dude, and Michelle Waterson is certainly fucking one of them. The package itself, man, yeah, couldn't watch. Had to look away and watch it in little segments so I didn't cry like a hoe in front of my girl's whole family.